Other comments? Supervisor Larson.
So I wanted to express my sincere thanks to Peg, Kathy, and my apologies for messing this up. My sincere thanks to Peg, Kathy, Sue, and Brenda for spearheading this initiative. I want to thank also my colleagues on the Human Services Committee / Board for their very hard work on this sensitive issue. I view the world through two separate but complementary lenses, process and substance. You can blame it on my law degree, I'm scarred for life. As for the process of the present resolution, A, treated in relevant committee and received a vote of 7 in favor and 1 against. B, Chair of the committee, Mike Fergel, strongly supports the resolution and offered the memo which was circulated. C, Director of the relevant department, Human Services, Dan Williams, strongly supports the resolution and penned the letter under his signature, which was also circulated. That's pretty much a slam dunk in terms of our well-established modus operandi, i.e. the board not second-guessing committee / committee chair / department head, especially when they speak with such a strong, unified, single voice. On the procedural issue raised by the chair, quite accurately, so as to put that procedural issue of the code compliance to bed, yes, the proposed resolution is resoundingly code compliant. Mike Fergel, chair, Dan Williams, director of the department in question, and Stephanie Hormig, author of the 3rd letter circulated, knew of these code requirements and each addressed them dispositively in their letter. There's no need to rehash the 3 compelling letters which stand on their own. Another procedural element of relevance to the present resolution is that of precedent, i.e., if a decision is made one way in a given case, future decisions in similar cases should be similar. Just last August, this body declared by Resolution 8-122 Green County Breastfeeding Month. And I would, as an aside, point out that that was in August, and August 11th is Cow Appreciation Day, and no one took issue with that at the time. How could one argue that the needs of LGBTQI youth are any less relevant to Greene County business than the needs of infants? How could one reasonably argue that possibly healthy babies are a more cognizable effect on Greene County than improved mental health for LGBTQI youth? There is no good reason for presently abandoning the rationale of the breastfeeding precedent. Personal discomfort with the present subject matter and conflict aversion are understandable, but they are not good or defensible reasons, and they should not be guiding us as elected officials. We are to act as dispassionate adults. Now, on the substance, and I'll be brief here. When I was a gay kid in middle school and high school, it would have been a source of immense solace, confidence, and dignity for me, i.e. a real boost to my mental health, that my elected officials let me know they have my back. If, by adopting this resolution, we can provide solace, confidence, or dignity to just one kid in Greene County who's suffering mentally or physically from harassment or discrimination due to their membership in the LGBTQI community, it is our absolute duty to do so. All the background noise notwithstanding. Think about this, and Supervisor Caruso raised it more eloquently than I'm able to. There are parents of LGBTI kids here in Monroe who did not want their children to come to tonight's meeting, not out of any concern for exposing their kids to other folks on the LGBTQI spectrum. I don't have horns. I don't breathe fire. Well, unless you really piss me off, and then I might. But out of concern for the hatred to which their children would again be exposed by opponents to the proposed resolution. Think about that. Parents not sending their kids out of fear for the hatred to which their children would again be exposed in this discussion. There, in fact, are kids off-site watching tonight's proceedings from a television in a safe room because they didn't feel safe coming in here and facing the hatred in this room. We really need to be able to turn that dynamic around. As elected officials and as community leaders, We have a duty to be all-inclusive and promote love and harmony. We have a concomitant duty to counteract hatred whenever and wherever and in whatever form it raises its vile head against our children. Before I close, just a little bit of a footnote for folks who are interested, and there are those in the room who have expressed interest. Examples of same-gender love in the Bible: David and Jonathan, Samuel; Ruth and Naomi, Ruth; the centurion and his servant, Matthew. Examples of gender nonconformity in the Bible: Jacob in Genesis, Joseph, Jacob's son in Genesis, Deborah, Judges, Haggai, Jeremiah, and the man carrying a water jug, Luke. I refer also to the letter of support for this resolution from Monroe's YMCA, and if that's not clear what that stands for, allow me to spell it out: Young Men's Christian Association. So I suppose it's clear how I intend to vote tonight. I hope it is, and I hope a majority of my colleagues will join me.